Hey guys, and welcome back to Recipes with Matt. It's week 3. This week we're going to be putting together an entree. We're doing a Kyoto cedar plank salmon, a whipped sweet potato, and a braised kale. This is something we do at my house every week. It's our Marine Monday. It's fantastic. So let's get smoking. All right, let's go ahead and make our braised kale. This one takes a little bit of time, so make sure you give yourself about 25 minutes from start to finish on this one. We'll start with just a little bit of olive oil in a hot pan. I did some pre-chopped bacon, gonna add that. So we wanna cook the bacon until it renders its fat pretty well. You don't need to be all the way crispy, but definitely you want it cooked pretty well. So you can see we got a pretty good cook, got plenty of fat in there. Not super crispy, and it's gonna cook it's gonna be cooking longer. So you want crispy bacon, you go a little bit longer, but it's gonna crisp up just fine. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add some sliced onions. Probably put these in here, probably cook them for maybe 3 minutes. You just want them to get clear. Okay, so I've got the onions cooked pretty far enough down where I want them. I'm adding a teaspoon of chopped garlic. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken stock just to deglaze my pan a little bit. And I'm gonna add the kale. Now, when you do your kale, it's gonna seem like you have a ton of kale, but this stuff really does cook really far down, so just really try to get it in there and jam it in that pan. So I like to let it sit here for a sec. And I try to stir it around the best I can without all of it falling out of the pan. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper. So we're gonna put a lid on this, and I'm gonna turn the heat down just a little bit. Have a medium-low heat. Probably wanna check it about every 5 or 10 minutes. Takes, like I said, it takes about 25 minutes. So we'll come back and take a look at it here in a second. All right, let's get started on this Kyoto cedar plank salmon. I call it Kyoto cedar plank salmon because I'm putting on this fantastic Japanese barbecue sauce you can get at Market Street. If you haven't tried this stuff, it is fantastic. The second part about that is my favorite part about being a chef is just using adjectives that you can add to the front of titles of words to make them sound fancier than they really are. So we're gonna be putting it on our cedar plank, obviously. I soaked mine overnight. You can soak it for up to an hour, it's fine. But just make sure you soak these guys before you do it, or you're gonna have a little bit of fire on your hands. Start by putting these 4 beautiful pieces of salmon that I happen to have marinated overnight in the Japanese barbecue sauce on your cedar planks. That's it, easy money, goes to the grill just like that. All right, so we're gonna put this on the grill. You can see it, my grill does not have a lid on it, but make sure at your house you close the lid. You want it to be nice and smoky in there when it's going. So this probably takes, I don't know, 20 minutes to cook. So just make sure you cook it to 145 degrees. And it'll be a perfect piece of salmon for you. You'll want to keep your eye on it. Sometimes the wood can't catch on fire. You want to spray a little water on it for it to go out. It takes about 20 minutes, but use an internal temperature of 145. You'll have a perfect piece of salmon when it comes off. All right, we've had it going for about 5 minutes. I'm gonna add about a ½ cup of chicken stock to it. Give it a good stir. Lid goes back on, we'll come back in a minute. I just took the temperature as 145 degrees on the dot. These guys are ready to come off. Careful, they are hot. There you go. Let's go ahead and check the kale. It's been on for 25 minutes. Yep, it's nice. It's just to have a nice green color. It shouldn't be too army green. But what you do when you are trying it, I like to try the bigger stems. If they're tender, everything else is gonna be perfect. So let's get whipping on these sweet potatoes. I've already got some sweet potatoes pre-baked and peeled. If you like to cube your sweet potatoes and boil them and mash them, have at it. I like to bake mine until they're really soft and peel the skin off and go from there. We're just gonna add in a little bit of butter, not too much. Still like to have these somewhat healthy by the end of this. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Got some chili powder, a little pinch of chili powder in there. And then we like to use coconut sugar in our sweet potatoes just to give it a little bit of sweetness, but of course, like I said, we like to keep this meal as healthy as we can. All right, then we're just gonna whip them up. Really just waiting for that butter to melt. We're good to go. So there we go. That's it, easy. Whipped sweet potatoes. Let's get plating. All right, let's put the salmon in there. That thing looks beautiful. Last but not least, some of our kale. Add a little bit more of this just at the top. Beautiful. There you go. Our Kyoto Cedar Plank salmon, sweet potato mash, and braised kale. Enjoy.